when we lash at the world with emotional outbursts. At the time they emerge, we convince ourselves that they are justified, but they never are. Anger, in its raw emergence, lacks wisdom. Like a bee that stings an enemy, but has to lose its own life in the process, anger inflicts a degree of pain to the outside, but causes greater damage to the one who dealt it. Those who are introspective feel the pain of their anger immediately. At least they can mend the wounds quickly. But those who are unconscious of their actions will have to suffer the consequences later. They emerge as guilt and shame. Worse, if the perpetrator of anger denies their faults, the anger festers deep in the soul, until one day it emerges again in a twisted form, distorting the person's character. Anger itself is not your enemy. You are. But when you control your anger, recognizing your actions need temperance, you can become the hero that stands against the corrupting influence of your own emotions. This is not a call to suppress anger, let alone to pretend it does not exist. Anger is a signal, an indication that something within us feels threatened, violated, or wronged. But a signal is not a command. To confuse the two is to surrender judgment to impulse. Unexamined anger seeks expression, not resolution. It demands release rather than understanding. And when released without reflection, it teaches the psyche a dangerous lesson, that force is an acceptable substitute for clarity. Over time, this erodes restraint and dulls conscience, until reaction becomes habit and habit becomes identity. True strength is revealed in the pause. The moment between stimulus and response is where character is forged. It is there that one decides whether to be ruled by emotion or to rule oneself. This discipline does not weaken the individual. It grants them sovereignty over their own inner world. A person who masters their anger does not become passive. They become precise. Their actions are no longer driven by volatility, but guided by intention. In this way, anger is transformed from a destructive force into a servant of reason, informing judgment without dictating behavior. To govern one's anger is to accept responsibility for one's soul, and this responsibility is inescapable. For those who refuse it, anger will continue to govern their lives, shaping their relationships, decisions, and destiny. But for those willing to confront it, anger becomes a threshold, a test that, when passed, marks the transition from emotional captivity to moral freedom.